Record this. Okay, so again, finding that comfortable seat. I always find, especially if I'm taking a class in the morning, that I like to sit up a little higher, like on a block or even a blanket. It just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, gives my knees an opportunity to really settle down and my hips to open. So just find a comfortable seat for you. If you choose not to sit up, sometimes too, just having your feet kind of apart from one another, again, might feel kind of nice. So once we kind of get into this place on the mat, let's close the eyes. Start to take inventory, kind of where we are today, how we're feeling. It's not a judgment thing, right? It's just an observation, just a noticing of what's happening. Is there stuffiness in the head? Maybe your shoulders are a little sore, maybe they're not, right? Maybe everything is awesome, and that's good. Maybe there are places where you can direct a little bit of love and attention and energy. Maybe there are places that you know you need to be conscious of and be careful of. Maybe you've hurt yourself. So we're going to work a little bit into the thighs and the hip flexors today. And thought I would start. I read this poem. I love this author. Her name is Joyce Rupp. I have a few of her books. This one is Prayers to Sophia. And I just like to start with this prayer, and it's called Hope. I love the word hope. Delight of my heart, I grow ever more grateful as I pause to look over my shoulder, reflecting on days gone by, seeing how your counsel never leaves me. Perhaps it is a terribly clean dawn, sweeping over the January land that gifts my heart with a strong sense of hope, of promise, of blessing. Somewhere far down inside, I feel cherished and welcomed by you. I believe you are drawing me ever closer to the whisper of come into the air. Eternal presence, all afire in me, you breathe upon my embers, they glow. Your ever-reaching love holds me as I learn again not to be afraid. Just as the light has given me morning, so you, Holy One, have given me hope. Praise to you for drawing me forward. Encourage me to bid farewell to the past. Continue to blow on the embers, light the fire again and again, flame it bright and full. Gift me with surrender and love so that I can be more fully yours. I love that. Hope. Yeah. And this idea of entering a new year, of moving forward, right? Taking one step at a time, taking one moment at a time, which is why we come to the mat, is so that we can take what we learn here and bring it hopefully into our world, where we can be a little bit more calm and a little bit more present. Yeah. Starting to breathe in and noticing the texture and the feeling of the breath, the warmth of the air as it exhales out of the body, the coolness as it enters. The prana, the breath, right? It gives us life. Just maybe there was something in that prayer or what I just said that resonated, and it's something you'd like to hold on through as we practice today. We'll go ahead and open the eyes, and we'll inhale, reach those arms up and over the head, interlace the fingers, and press the palms up towards the sky. Draw the shoulder blades back and down, yeah, and see if you can't get those arms nice and straight. Draw the tailbone down, feel the spine lengthen, and take a little journey to the left. So we're just going to take a slight tilt to the left, and we're going to look up, keeping that chest open. And then we're going to come back through center. We're going to go over to the right, little tilt of the head up, and then center. And then we're just going to slowly let those arms come down. That left hand is going to stay down, yeah, and that right arm is going to reach up. And then exhale, we're going to take that a little bit further this time. So maybe bending into that left elbow, letting that arm reach up. And then we're just going to sweep that arm around, rounding into the back, draw the chin into the chest, and then come up to sit. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up, big stretch through that left side body. This is our inhale. Exhale, we take that side bend. Again, noticing what's happening in the neck. If you want to look up and down a little bit, you can always do that. Try to keep that right shoulder down away from the ear. So it's always important in our practice to think about our muscles, yeah? Okay, come forward, round through that belly, and then come upright. We're going to move into a tabletop position, and we want to be careful, again, as I was saying, not to work into the joints, right? We need those muscles constantly engaged so that our joints stay light and lubricated, and we're not dumping weight or too much pressure into them, because that's how we get hurt. Yeah, and we don't want to do that. So we did the other day some barrel rolls. We're going to start with that again here today. So go ahead, and as we pull that belly in and up, take that stretch over to the right. So we're taking that rib cage over to the right, and then we're drawing the hips back towards the heels, and then around to the left. And then when we come forward, find that little arch in the spine and gaze up. Slowly we round again. We make our sweeping circle, ribs to the left, come back through center and gaze up one more time, just like that. Organically just moving through the body, whatever it is you need to feel. And then we're going to take it the other way. So let those left ribs move out to the side, draw that tailbone towards the heels, round to the right, and come forward. Couple more times, just like that, yeah? Just feeling a little bit of warmth moving into the body. Good, and coming back to center. So we're gonna take that right leg out to the side and press all the way down into that right foot. Feel all of your 5 toes really pressing down and into that outside edge of the right foot. From here, we're going to bend the right knee and shift the hips back towards that right heel. So you're going to feel that right inside that right groin area, and then inhale, straighten the leg, come back through center. Here's our exhale, drawing back. Inhale forward, right? Take it nice and easy. We're just exploring here, right? We're getting into those joints. We're moving around some of that synovial fluid, loosening up. Good. Next time our leg is straight. Again, press down into that outside edge and inhale, peel that left arm up. We're going to thread the needle here. So we're going to take that left arm underneath the body and then let the left cheek and the left shoulder come to the floor. You're going to press that left arm down with the palm facing up. Now your right hand can stay where it is, or it can come a little bit more forward towards, like the top of your head. So in this stretch, we're going to actually work into the shoulder and into the neck. It's by lifting the heel off the floor, pressing into the toes. You should feel a little bit more of a stretch, and then exhale, release the heel. This is called rolling panda. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, release. Again, a little bit more pressure comes onto that shoulder and into the neck as you peel the heel up off the ground. Last one, release the heel. If you move the hand, bring it back. And then again, reach that left arm up, big stretch, exhale, left arm down. Go ahead and bring that right knee in. Little bit of a shake, shake, shake. Take it to the other side. Step that left foot out to the side, right? Maybe even lift all the toes and place them back down on the ground. Don't forget to even press that right foot down. All right, away we go. As we bend the knee, we shift the hips back. Ooh, this is my tough side today. Take it back and forward, nice and slow, right? Taking our time, really noticing all that's going on in that hip flexor, in that inner groin. One more. And then let's come back through center, good. So same thing on this side, yeah? We're gonna let that left hand stay down and open up to the right. Stretch that arm up and then exhale. Take that right arm underneath the body. Right temple, right shoulder touch down. Again, play around with that left arm to something that feels comfortable for you. Hold here for a breath or two. And then as you're ready, we're gonna come up onto the ball of the foot and release. Soften the face muscles. Come into the breath. Really take your time. You can hold the heel up and just explore that feeling. Last one, let that heel relax. Press into that left hand. Right arm extends up one more time. And we exhale that right hand down. Let's go ahead and bring that knee back under, and we're gonna just open up the knees and find a child's pose just for a minute, or a few breaths, not really a minute, but send the hips to the heels and just go ahead and begin to melt the body down towards the floor. A couple of nice, long, deep breaths here. And our child's pose, last little hip opening stretch. And then we're gonna tuck those toes under as we come up through table and find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So pedal out the feet here a little bit, right? Again, just kind of, what is downward dog feeling like for you today? What part of the body needs to be nurtured here? Let's let that left heel get heavy, and we're gonna inhale the right leg up and then open the hip. So we're gonna stack the right hip on top of the left and then take that left heel towards the buttock. So as we reach the knee up, we're stretching the thigh, the quadricep muscle. Maybe you want to rotate the ankle a little bit. And then square off. Bring the knee into the chest, round the spine, come up onto the tippy toe of that left foot. And then look forward, step your right foot between your hands. We're gonna drop into that hip, draw the shoulders back, gaze forward in a runner's lunge here. And then we're gonna step that right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Other side, right foot stays heavy, left leg reaches up, stack those hips. Open that hip as much as you can, maybe even peek under that right arm. Lift the knee high. Again, maybe give some love to that ankle. Make sure you have equal pressure in both hands. And then square off the hips, moving nice and slow. Come up onto the ball of that right foot. Draw the left knee into the chest and step the left foot between your hands. Drop down, stretch the chest forward, press back through that back heel. Nice full deep breaths right here. And then we're gonna step that right foot up to meet the left, standing forward fold in Uttanasana. Shake the head, yes and no. Maybe you want to take hold of opposite elbows here. And let the head hang between. If you want to take a deeper bend in the knees, if that feels good for you today, go ahead and do that. Last breath. Good. Press out through the feet and rise all the way to stand. Arms reach up and overhead. And then exhale, swan dive the arms back out and down as you fold forward. Bend the knees. Maybe you want to hop back to plank. Maybe you step. Whatever you feel like doing today, find your way into a nice strong plank. We're going to hold here. Take it back to downward facing dog. I want you to find your perfect stance here. So the way we figure that out, right, is this little flow, down dog, come forward into your plank. If you've had to move your hands or your feet, right, that's sort of your indication that you're a little bit off. Take it back to downward dog. Inhale, flow forward into plank, come down onto the knees, and then come down onto your forearms. Good. Your fingertips are pointing forward. Roll the shoulder blades back. Now lift yourself up again and come into a forearm plank. Nice full deep breaths. Chest is open. And then knees down. Release all the way down. Hands come up underneath the shoulders. Bring the big toes to touch. So nice and slow, we're gonna lift the kneecaps and we're gonna press down into the hands and lift the head and chest for a little baby cobra. And we're gonna stay here. I want you to traction your hands back towards your feet. Feel how that turns on your tricep muscles. Bring those elbows into the body, firm up the belly. Building some strength, guys. Exhale, forehead to the floor. Tuck your toes under, press up through table or plank, and find downward facing dog. Nice, full deep breaths in and out. Left foot stays heavy, right leg reaches up. Open those hips again. Lift that knee. Look underneath that left arm. Say hello to your foot. Can you see it back there? And then straighten out your leg. Bring the knee into the chest for a little cheetah and step the right foot between your hands. We're gonna come up from the floor into a high lunge. So you can walk up the legs or you can just reach and extend all the way up. Either way is fine. Maybe you take your hands to your hips and you just sort of make sure that that left hip is moving forward, right? And again, lots of self-adjustments are good, right? So we do have a tendency sometimes to bend into that back leg. So press out through that heel. Maybe even take your hand onto your back thigh and just kind of encourage it to lift up a little bit higher. Bend as deeply as you can into that right knee, arms up over the head, gazes forward. Drop that back hip down. And then bring your hands out into those goalpost arms. Elbows in line with the shoulders. We're gonna stay here. This is our inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna bring those forearms together. Squeeze your hands, squeeze the forearms and the elbows. And then inhale, lift your arms up. I know. All right, elbows down, open up. Let's do that 2 more times. Bring them together, lift, and then open back up. Last time. Open up, good. Reach those arms nice and high. Exhale, bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. We're gonna come down onto that back knee for a little easy lizard here. So reach the chest forward, nice flat back. You can walk that right foot a little bit forward up into the corner of the mat. And if you want, you can explore just rolling onto the outside edge of that right foot. The chest is staying straight ahead. If you want to get a little bit deeper, maybe you lift that back leg. All right, if you lifted the knee, come bring it back down. Good. Go ahead and come back onto that right foot. We're gonna make our way into three-legged dog from here. You can do this. So we're gonna press into our hands, tuck those back toes under, lift the knee, and reach the right leg up and back. And then exhale, right foot comes to the mat. Nice full deep breaths in and out. We're gonna look forward, make our way to the top of the mat. You can hop or walk, standing forward fold. I want you to bend a little bit into the knees, and then I want you to take that right foot and step it back about 1 or 1.5 foot lengths and turn your back toes out slightly. Inhale, lift up. So maybe you're up on your fingertips a little bit. Stretch your chest forward. Try to make both knees as straight as possible. And then exhale, fold forward. I know. Can you feel that in your left hip and behind your left leg? Nice full deep breaths. Okay, hands to the floor. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back, downward dog. That's enough of that. Right foot stays heavy, left leg reaches up, stack the hips, open up that knee. Peekaboo underneath that right arm, see the foot. Squaring off the hips, press out through that heel. Make sure you've got equal pressure in both hands. Come up onto the ball of the right foot. Find your cheetah and step your left foot between the hands. As you're ready, make your way up into your lunge. So again, right, same little checks that we did before. You can bend that back knee and press it back energetically through the heel, right? You can make sure that those hips are in line with one another. Arms are straight. So sometimes you see yoga teachers, right, and their arms are bent, and that's fine, but we're looking for these nice straight lines of energy all the way up, and then bring those elbows out to the side. Exhale, draw your forearms together. Maybe you take the opposite thumb on top this time, and inhale, lift. Keep pressing. Draw your fingertips slightly away from your face. You might be shaking a little bit, that's okay. And then slowly open back up. Moving a little faster. Close, lift. Come back to that open heart. Exhale, close and lift. I don't know about you, but I'm shaking a little bit. One more time, open. Close and lift. Open, reach for the sky. Come down and exhale. Bring both hands inside that left foot. Walk those left toes to the corner of the mat. Finding our way into that easy lizard here. So maybe come down onto the knee. Shoulder blades back, chest is reaching forward. Think about that little puffing thing, right? That's coming out from the neck here. So we're stretching forward. Maybe we roll onto the outside edge. I am definitely noticing my left side tonight is not as happy as my right. If you want to explore lifting that back leg, right, you can always do that. Try to keep your chest center and forward. A little bit of pressure in those hands, shoulder blades back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, let's go ahead and step on that foot. We're gonna untuck that back leg and shoot that left leg up and back. Stretch here. Release the left foot. Down to meet the right. Downward facing dog. Challenge yourself. Look forward, come up onto those tippy toes, bend the knees, and hop to the top of the mat if you can. Otherwise, walk. Try to bring the chest a little bit closer to the knees, right? We're warmed up now. Bend the knees and step that left foot back. Turn the toes out slightly. Maybe you start with that bent knee to begin with. Slowly lift the chest, start to straighten your knees, your legs, and then exhale, fold forward. See what happens if you try to squeeze your inner thighs together and lift your thigh muscles away from the knees. So literally lift that muscle up. Press forward with your front foot, back with your back foot. You can thank me later. All right, hands come to the floor, bend the knees, step all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward into a plank. Exhale your way. You can do knees, chest, chin. You can do chaturanga. You can take a baby cobra. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. We're going to come down onto the knees. Bring the feet together. Open those legs nice and wide. And take a child's pose here. Take your palms, bring them together in front of you. So you've got your thumbs facing up, your pinkies facing down. Bend into the elbows now so that your fingertips are pointing towards the sky. Pull back with your arms. Feel a little bit of rolling action on the elbows. Little stretch happening in the back body, and then send your arms back behind your head. Hold and breathe right there. Good. On your next breath, slowly release. Let's come up to table. We're just going to melt our way back down to the floor again and come onto the forearms in Sphinx pose. So your feet can be apart here. We're going to press the pivot bone down, lift the belly button up, roll the shoulder blades back, and open the chest. You kind of got that same little puffy action feeling right in the chest when we did the lizard. So traction your arms back. This may be enough of a back bend for you. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, press into the hands and straighten the arms. If you get up here and you're like, oh, that hurts, just come back down. Last breath. Slowly lower down. Bring your forearms on top of one another. And then let your forehead rest here. Nice deep breaths. Good. Let's bring those hands back up underneath the body. And we're going to, again, press up into downward dog. Let that left foot stay heavy and that right leg reach up. Stack the hips. This should be a lot easier now, yeah? Peek underneath that left hand. Say hello to that foot. And then straightening back out. Good. Come into that cheetah as you come all the way up on those tippy toes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Step that right foot between the hands. We're going to rise up again into our high lunge. We've been here before. Arms up and over the head. Now drop your back heel, open up into warrior two. So send that back heel down behind the toes, gaze over the front fingers. We're looking into our future, right? We keep moving forward. Maybe once in a while we take a peek back at the past. We can even look back and look, but otherwise we're laser focused, right? Moving into that future. Really want you to dig into this pose and feel the groundedness in your feet. Feel how solid you can be here, right? The deepest bend you can in that front knee, lifting up through that rib cage. Now reversing the warrior, sweep that right arm up, but keep that deep bend in the front leg. Take a peek back at your back hand. Reach your right arm up a little bit higher. And then drop the elbow. Drop the hand so your elbow's reaching up. Reach your hand back up. Come back into warrior two. We're going to take the right hand onto that knee and then reach your left arm up. If you're like, I would rather not, you can take that hand behind your back. Sexy, roll that left shoulder open and look up. Right? Any way you feel like you can open up that chest here is what I want you to do. If you find that that arm going up closes you down, keep your hand back behind you. Even maybe wrap it around. If you can see my hand here, it's on my inner thigh as I'm opening my chest and looking up. Take one more breath. All right, making it a little bit harder. Press into the feet and find warrior two. Good, we're gonna roll it around, coming into that high lunge, and then exhale, hands to the floor. Now stay in your lunge here. We're gonna keep that left hand grounded. That right hand is gonna come onto the knee. We're gonna twist to the right, and then we're gonna reach that right arm up. So we've come into this lunge twist, and we're just gonna make a rainbow with our arm. So we're gonna start by bringing the arm forward, and then exhaling it to the back. Inhale, sweep it forward. And you're gonna notice your chest is gonna follow along with the arm. One more time, coming forward. Last time, take it back. Good. Arm comes up, exhale. Let that right hand come down. Press your right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. Come up onto the tippy toes, look forward. Step or jump to the top of the mat in a standing forward fold. We're gonna deepen this a little bit, and we're gonna take that right foot and cross it behind the left. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Go ahead and let that right foot come back to meet the left. Bend the knees. Can you jump it back to plank or walk? Doesn't matter. Nice, strong plank. Make a vinyasa of your choice, yeah? Knees, chest, chin. You can melt all the way down. Find your cobra, your baby cobra. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Breathing in downward dog. Right, just like in our yoga class, we keep moving forward. We may be tired. We may have to move slower. We may have to rest a minute, but we're not going back. We're moving forward. We're staying on our path, staying on our journey. Right foot stays heavy, left leg reaches up. Go ahead and open up that hip. Look back, say hi to the foot. And then square off the hips. Find your cheetah and step the left foot between your hands. Good. Really drop into that leg. Feel that solidness, that rootedness, that groundedness, and then rise up. We're going to drop into that back heel, open into warrior two, and stay here. So really feel how you can move into this pose, right? Find your groundedness, press out through the feet. Gaze over those front fingers. That's our future. We're stepping in strong. We're forgetting all this stuff that happened back here, right? We're releasing it. We're letting it go. And then we're going to sweep that left arm up. And maybe we even gaze back, looking at all the trash on the floor, right? All that stuff we're letting go of, that's not serving us. Coming back into warrior two. Laser focused. Drishti over those front fingers. Coming into that side angle here, left elbow to left knee. Make that decision about your right hand, right? Maybe tonight you really want to work on that heart opening. That arm wants to sweep around inside that hip crease. Maybe this is it. Maybe you're really digging that arm up in the air, right? Make your choice. All these hand motions are fine. What does your body need? What do you need to really feel like it's the fullest expression of this pose for you tonight? All right, we're psyching ourselves back into warrior two. Press into those feet, ground down, come back, warrior two. Good, sweep it up, find your high lunge. Nice, drop into that hip. Look how close you're getting to the floor. Exhale, palms come down. Right hand down. Let's have that left hand on the knee so we can take that nice twist to the left. Keep pressing out through that left heel, and then that left arm comes up. Good, we're gonna make that little rainbow. So the arm comes forward, and then we sweep it back, right? Like we're washing a window. We're finding a nice clean start to the year. No dirt, no mud, nothing that can impede our vision for what we want. Last one, reaching it back and then up. Good, let's go ahead and bring that hand to the floor. Whew. All right, we're gonna step our right foot up to meet the left, finding a standing forward fold. And now we're gonna shift our weight to the right foot and bring the left leg behind the right. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Drop your head. Shake it yes and no. And then bring that right foot back to meet the left. Oh, yes. Bend the knees, hands come down. Challenge yourself. Can you jump it back to plank? And then press it back, downward dog. It's almost time for a child's pose, almost. Come down into a table. Here's the fun part. We're gonna come down onto forearms. Let those fingers press forward, yeah? We're gonna come into dolphin here. So dolphin looks a lot like downward dog, except our forearms are down. So we're gonna tuck those toes under and lift our hips back up. See if you can't walk your feet a little bit forward and drop your knees. Some of you are like, maybe I don't like my hands apart. If you don't, come back down onto the knees just for a minute and you can interlace your fingers, right? So you just made a little fist, right? And then your elbows are apart. So like you're making a triangle. So try that if you didn't like the other way. Lift your seat back up. Breathe here. It's going to feel a little bit different. I want you to hold in dolphin. If you want to explore making this a little bit harder, I want you to send your chest and your head over your arms and then press it back. Bring it forward. Press it back. One more. You don't have to do this, okay? Just saying. All right. So we're gonna move into forearm plank here. So if you need to come onto the knees to do that, go ahead. Yeah, take those palms back, flat on the floor, and find your forearm plank. Hold. You may have to scooch around a little bit, and then release. Moving into Sphinx one more time. So again, this might feel good to open up the arms to the corners of the mat this time. Lift the belly, roll that chest forward, shoulder blades back. So we're moving the shoulders away from the ears. Our chin is parallel to the floor, right? We're like that Sphinx in Egypt. We're making room in the body. We're looking forward, not clinging to the past. Everything is forward motion. And then slowly release. Forearms, forehead, breathe. This should feel good. Let it go. All right. We're going to bring those hands, we're going to bring the forehead to the floor. We're going to bring those toes together, and the hands are going to come back, palms facing down. Roll the shoulder blades towards one another, and then press down into the feet. Lift the knees, lift the head. Maybe you lift the toes here. Little locust. Back bend. Gaze forward and breathe. Soften where you can. Exhale, release. Take your favorite cheek to the floor and let your palms turn upward. Find the breath. All right, forehead to the floor. Last time. Hands pressed down, feet together. Let's inhale, lift the head. Maybe you lift the feet. Maybe the arms reach back. These are all maybes, guys. One more breath. Exhale, take the opposite cheek to the floor. Oh, let it go. Let it go. All right, let's bring the forehead back to the floor. Just press the hands down, lift up, and then take a child's pose. Or you can just shake your hips out. Anything to just counter what we just did. Whatever feels good to you, make it organic. Child's pose or a little cat-cow. For a breath or two. And then as we're ready, we're gonna make our way into a seat. Yeah, so we're gonna sit up. Those feet come out in front. So, staff pose. All right, it's not really an easy pose. I mean, it can be if we don't engage our muscles, but that's the whole point, right? We want to sit. We want those toes to be lifting upwards, those energizing the sides of the legs. We want that belly drawing in, those shoulder blades moving down the back. So we're really sitting up as tall as we can. It's a staff, right? Staffs are not round. You feel how those muscles are working, not dumping into those joints, the hips. We're lifting out. And then maybe we slowly take a forward fold. So we lift on the inhale and we exhale, hinge forward. Doesn't matter how far down we go. That's not where this journey is all about. And then inhale. Let's take it up. We're going to bend that right knee and pull it into the chest and then take it out to the side. So we're in our Janu Shirshasana, right? And we're going to keep our hips closed. So we're just going to stay with our hips nice and square, pressing the foot into that inner thigh. Hands are going to come to either side of that left foot. Inhale, and then exhale again, hinge forward. Again, I always like to close my eyes on my forward folds. Really kind of gets me into those parts of the body that I need to focus on. So as I'm pressing my right foot in, I'm squeezing my inner thighs together. I'm drawing my right knee energetically towards my left foot. I'm drawing my shoulder blades down the back, lifting through the chest, right? Softening my jaw and my throat. And then inhaling, coming back upright. We're going to step on that right foot, cross it over, and see if we can't bring that left knee on top of the right. Yeah. So you might have to kind of move around a little bit here. We're going to reach that right arm up and then take it down like we're patting ourselves on the back. Sweep that left arm up and grab onto the elbow. See if we can't lift it up just a little bit higher. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Now we're going to take that left arm out, sweep it behind the back. Maybe your fingers touch, maybe they don't. Maybe you just leave that left hand on the sacrum. Press your head into your forearm, opening up the chest. This is enough. Or you can slightly hinge forward. Inhale, lift. Ooh. Reach those arms out, shake them out, and let them go behind you. Let's bring your feet to the floor. We're going to do a reverse table. So feet are apart, hands behind your back, shoulder blades back, bend the elbows, lift up, bring your hips towards your heels and extend up. Look at the ceiling. Exhale, release. Good. Staff pose again, sit up nice and tall. Big inhale here. You can stay seated or you can start to hinge forward. Keep moving forward. Moving forward. Releasing that 2020 backpack. Letting it go. Inhale, come all the way up. I love that idea of hope. Hope for a new year, right? Stepping into the year with that promise of all the things that we want to accomplish, how we want to spend our days. Coming forward as you're ready. All right, we can think about our intentions even as we practice. It's very powerful because they move into the body energetically, right? That idea of what we think about, we bring about. Obviously, if we sit and do nothing, nothing happens. But the more we tell ourselves authentically what it is we want, why we want it, what is our why, right? We find that the things that hold us back, that weigh us down, start to fall away. Inhale, come all the way back up. Good, step onto that left foot, cross it over, flex into that right foot. Sometimes I need to wiggle some of the junk out of the chunk back there, so it's sitting up nice and tall. Let that left arm reach up, nice stretch here, drop the hand. Right arm comes up, take hold, open that chest. Chin parallel. Press your head into the forearm. Stay here. You can wrap that right arm back and up. Again, this is plenty of work, guys. Or you can hinge forward, squeezing the inner thighs together, lifting through the chest. Remember, it's the muscles, not the joints, that are working here. And make it back up. Woo! Open those arms. Take those hands back behind you. Shift it back. Uncross the legs. You can take that reverse table again by bending the knees, or you can find reverse plank. Reverse plank, our legs are out, toes pointed forward, right? We're still bending into the elbows, and then we're going to lift ourselves up, gazing up. Your choice. And then on your exhale, come down. Good. Bend into the knees if you didn't. We're slowly going to roll down onto our back, letting yourself lay all the way down. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Deep, full breaths. All right, let's bend the knees. We'll pull them into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. Give your little sacral plate there a massage. And then we're going to let go of the hands here. Bring our feet to the floor. And then lift up a little bit so you can put your thumbs, palms face down on either side of your tailbone. And then do a little shimmy so that your shoulder blades start to work a little bit underneath the back. And then lift your legs straight up into Viparita Karani. So you can even imagine this, like, right? This is staff pose. You're just on your back. Bring your big toes to touch and leave a space in your heels. Soften the throat and the face. Draw the belly in. Keep your right foot where it is, and I want you to slowly lower your left foot until it hovers maybe about 6 inches off the floor. And then draw it back up nice and slow. Toes together. Other side, left leg nice and slow. Let it hover. And then slowly back up. Release your hands. Let them just kind of fall to either side of the leg. Now as the right leg comes down, the left leg comes down, the left arm is going to come up and over the head and hover. And then back up. We're going to release that left hand down. Right arm is going to come up and over as the right leg comes down. Got to engage the belly. And then slowly back up. Good. Pull the knees back into the chest. Lift the head into the knees. And then release. Walk your feet nice and wide and bring your arms out. Take a nice full deep breath in and then exhale. Let the legs fall over to the left. Maybe you look over that right shoulder. If you want, you can lift that left foot and press it on top of the right knee. A little bit deeper stretch for that right side body and into the right hip all the way down the side of the leg. Releasing the right foot, bring both knees back up through center. Square it off and then drop the knees to the right. Look over the left shoulder and then maybe that right foot works its way on top of the left knee just to intensify the stretch, right? These are maybes. Nothing is mandatory. We slowly release the foot, come back through center. And then we take any last movements that we want to make, maybe happy baby, right? Maybe just the knees back into the chest again. And then we find our way into Shavasana, our final resting pose. So letting the legs come out long, the arms away from the body. If you have a blanket or a sweater you like to put on, blanket over your belly. I like that weightedness feeling grounded. If you need a couple of deep breaths to kind of settle in here, right? Shavasana is a time where we let the practice settle in, let the body absorb everything that we did and the mind to settle. So if you need to take a few deep breaths and then let the breath move back into the unconscious, please do that. Be grateful, grateful for your heart, grateful for your body and your practice, grateful for a new year and the hope of what this year has to offer. That mindfulness of keep moving forward, right? Remember to take one step at a time, be fully present in that moment. Stay on your path, not someone else's path, right? You get on someone else's path, then you're not authentic. You're not honoring what you are all about. When we give ourselves the opportunity to let go of that which is not serving us, and I do say that sometimes at the end of class, I'm basically reminding you to remove the clutter, right? To make room for something else to come in, for a new experience, right? When we cling to things that are no longer necessary or needed, we don't grow. Take the next few minutes. Slowly bringing your attention back. Letting the inhales and the exhales pull you back. Feeling the coolness of the air as it comes in through the nostrils and the warmth as it leaves. Wiggling fingers and the toes. Any little movements that you're craving. I invite you to bend your knees and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Moving from the back, if it's the evening, rolling to the right. If it's morning and you're watching this, to the left. And then as you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seat, the way we started. And just notice how you feel now compared to where you were in the past. You're different. You're not the same person. How are you now? I don't think Chewy's very happy with his personhood at the moment. He's whining. Letting a little smile come across your face. We're going to bring the palms together at heart center, and I'd like to end tonight in just an Om. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a nice way to greet one another. So we'll just take a breath in for Om. Om. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me tonight. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night or your day and your week. And I will check in with you again.
Thank you, Leah.
You